Most of us were here yesterday.
All the engineers, everybody has to work.
Yeah,
Where's your office, Greg?
we're in Webster, on Holt Road, which is kind of right in the middle of the commercial section of Webster.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, I see that, all right, wait. It's 9 o'clock, Chuck. Are you ready?
Yeah, I see Mr. Wood has checked in.
Yeah, Brendan's on. Hi, Brendan.
Guys, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. Survived the snowstorm.
We all made it.
Yeah, yesterday reinforced why I wanted to talk to you guys today, actually.
Really?
Aren't you glad we zoomed? Why don't you go, since Brennan's here, why don't you go with him first?
Yeah, let's start with you, Brendan. I'm gonna pull up. You let me know what you want to see on the screen. I pulled up your sketch. If you want me to show something different for you to explain, just let me know.
Yeah, you guys kind of want me to run through the logic behind it and stuff to start, and then if you got
That would be fantastic. Why don't you let us know what you want to do and yeah, what's happening with the variance and why you need it.
Sure. Yeah, so there's a little bit of backstory, guys. So we've been in the house about 8 years, and what we have found is, and we're not alone, honestly, for the section of Westlake Road that we're in, that the driveway causes us unending issues. And you can kind of see it on the left side with the elevation, the topo lines in the top left of the drawing here. We've had a couple people have issues in the driveway already, and our insurance companies asked us about it. And basically it's an ice luge with days like yesterday. And we're also a single car garage. So we're hoping to basically really, that was the motivation for it, was the garage change and the driveway change from a safety factor. So with the change here, we'd be going from a very steep pitch, very icy driveway in the winter to basically level. It's only about a foot of rise from the shoulder of the road in the right of way up to where the new garage floor would be. And the reason I'm coming to you guys is there are two, both front setback and side setback. Side setback is basically tied into the existing house. So that's effectively the same thing as what's there today. Front setback is new. So we're just outside, I believe, of what the current front setback requirements are, and this would put us just inside of it. But the logic behind this, and you'll kind of see with some of the other drawings and the one that we're on. And Chris was quick to point out that structure is structure, but part of the way we design this is that the stuff that extends toward Westlake Road is just above grade. It's not the entire house being extended out. The garage here basically walks into our existing basement, and a large portion of it is below grade.
Okay. So here is.
Yeah, so basically, if you guys have done drive-bys for us, you can kind of, it's been finding with a couple of contractors we have quoting stuff out to, they look at the drawings and say, what are you doing? And they come over and see it, and it makes more sense. But basically we're excavating the driveway down, so it's basically close to road level, and then back into the hill where there's a garage that will then walk into the existing basement.
So you're on the west side of
Yeah, we're the second house that's bisected on Westlake Road, just south of the yacht club and north of Butler.
oh,
Sorry, guys. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, and I included with this, guys, I know it's dated, but we did an improvement on the lake side of the property a few years ago, and I actually included the finished site plan from that too, because it helps more with a point of reference for topography and what the overall site layout looks like. But you'll see, and I forget the exact numbers, but I think we come up 12 feet to where the current garage is from the road, and it's only 50 feet deep, so it's a pretty steep pitch. And we shovel and snowball and salt the heck out of it, but it's still, I've had a couple times. We had a friend of mine came over a last year that he's early 60s and he's 6'6", and he said, "Hey, I'm pulling in," and I look out the window and I can see his car. I didn't see him, and I look out and he's flat on his back in the driveway. So we've had a couple issues like that where it's just that, and the fact that we're on a corner in the road there too. Like even this morning, my wife slid down right onto the shoulder. So it's just kind of scary the way it's set up today.
So you're going to put a new driveway in too as part of the garage?
Yeah. It would basically replace where the existing driveway is, and that you can see the existing turnaround there, kind of halfway up and on the south side. That actually goes away. We'd be shifting it a little bit, but it's actually less overall coverage on the property. It's an increase in structure coverage, but it's extending into where the driveway covers it already as far as impermeable surface.
Okay. I guess the only issues with the ZBA, I guess the only other question I have from a planning board perspective would be, when you redo the driveway, will it be an impervious surface out to the street?
Yeah, it'd be the same. It's asphalt today, and we would do
Okay.
asphalt or concrete moving forward. So the driveway is actually smaller since the addition of the structure consumes some of it, but it's almost exactly the same location and size and everything.
Okay, as long as that driveway is impervious.
Yeah, so the comments I have is the proposed addition says it's 4.5 feet from the property line. You're gonna have to look at building code as far as combustibility, fire resistance and stuff like that, because anything within 5 foot of a property line has to be non-combustible on both sides. They limit the number of windows and stuff like that.
Yeah, Chris, we ran into that with the boathouse too. Like we're not doing any windows on the north side of the structure. And that means we need to use the fire check, that sheeting, right? The yellow stuff.
I'm just saying, like vinyl and wood and stuff like that. You got to make sure your architectural plans will have to meet code as far as interior and exterior.
Okay.
Other comments, the sketch plan, site plan that the architect did, I would almost delete everything on the east side of the road because he drew it by tracing the survey, the old survey, which shows the boathouse in the road and all the other stuff. So his calculations, I don't know if I'd go by him because I'd like a more up-to-date current site plan as far as a surveyed site plan that he's drawing his stuff off of to show what's lot coverage, building coverage and everything. Because the only person that can do a site survey with boundary is a surveyor, not an architect.
So what would you guys like to see for that? Should I give Marks a call and have them do a refreshed survey and the site plan based on that then?
I think Marks has Freeland Parinello as their surveyor, so you should have an existing conditions plan by a surveyor, stamped by a surveyor showing boundary, because the existing sketch by the architect just won't cut code.
Okay, yeah, and they're the ones that did the site plan that you guys have pulled up here too, so I can give Brandon a call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, it looks like, I mean, he's taking driveway and putting into a garage. It doesn't look like an increase of lot coverage. I mean, it's exchanging building coverage for lot coverage, so it's kind of a wash. Yeah, pretty straightforward.
It does let us help a bit too. I mean, if it helps in our case too, drainage today is a little bit questionable, so we get a lot of runoff down the driveway over the road and then wash out on the far side. And this will let us duct more of that runoff. You know, one, there'll be less of it because the driveway is not as steep, and two, we can duct it into the existing drainage ditch along the west side of the road there too.
Yeah, you'll be able to dip the driveway before it goes back up into 16, and that'll drain into that roadside swale kind of thing. Because you can't pitch a driveway directly into a county road. You got to kind of dip it down and then back up into the county road.
Will he need a new county road permit for a new driveway location?
He probably should refer it to them, but as far as a permit, he's going to be doing work inside the right of way with the driveway, so he'll need one anyways.
Mm-hmm. What kind of conditions that gutter on the west side? Is it pretty good shape, Brendan?
The ditch there, yeah.
The ditch runs parallel with County Route 16.
Yep. Yeah, capacity and stuff is fine there. There've been some issues like 4 or 5 properties north of us. But
Okay.
there.
I know there's been problems on the road, but it's good that it's not a problem in front of your property.
Yeah, we're fortunate. Some of the ones that drain from up above, like down from Fox Ridge and stuff north of us, turn into whitewater rapids, but we're we're okay there.
We have to replace, is there a cross pipe for your driveway?
There is, yeah. So the existing driveway, there's a little gravel parking pad south of that too. So the ducting under that's probably 30 feet long.
Mhm. Well, like Chris said, anything within the right of way, either if it requires a new pipe, cross pipe for your driveway, I think they'll put it in. You have to check with them on that.
Yeah, I want to talk to, we're likely going to use Roger Layton for the work, and was talking to him about it because are the downspouts on our house right now are all surface drainage too. Nothing's ducted down into the ditch. So that's part of what's contributing to the runoff down the existing driveway. And that's the stuff we want to duct, bury, and bring down to that ditch along the west side there too. That's part of what's contributing to the runoff across the.
How do you get along with the neighbors?
So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the section we're in. So we border on several other properties there. Like when we bought, we had to have 3 of those boundary line agreements because the property lines are so screwy from when they were established a long time ago.
Yeah.
So we've got a great relationship with the guy on the south side. To the northwest of us, Bill Como actually just sold, and new people are great there. Immediately north of us is Cecil Duncan, and he got a little fussy when we did the lakefront work. So if there were going to be any challenges there, it would be him. We're going to write him a letter and stuff before we do this too, before he gets the notification of variances.
That will be an influence to the ZBA as to what how the neighbors feel.
Okay.
Well,
Right,
Mr.
they ask
Duncan,
every time. Go ahead. Is that Chris?
yeah, Mr. Duncan has a little bit more of shoreline that he has in the past. He looks like he's dumped some stone and stuff there, so
Uh-oh.
that's something we've almost had to address in the past.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, you can kind of see it on the right side of the drawing here, but the property lines are almost offset from what you would expect looking at it physically. So when we did the boathouse renovations 3-4 years ago, it's really close to the property line there. And with the surveys, it turns out we actually own a couple feet of his boardwalk. You can see the section where it says remove portion of dock on the top right. So he's cordial. He just gets concerned.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate if you look at Encore as far as where the property line is.
Yeah. So the variance you're asking for is just the front yard setback?
It's front and side. Yeah, the side is
It's
basically
existing, okay.
Yeah, the front is the real change there.
Okay.
The other thing ZBA will
The
probably look at
side's
is,
going-
go ahead, Chris.
So the side's going from like 4.9 to 4.5, so it's like 0.4 foot or something.
Yeah, it's 3-4 inches in the side. In the front, I think we're 5 feet inside the front setback, but there's a lot. I put in the application too. There's a lot of precedent for existing structures, particularly south of us, that are way closer to the road than we will be.
Thank you for enhancing that, Brendan.
Sorry, yeah, I didn't mean to be short with the initial responses, but hopefully that's.
No, it's fine. It's just the more detail you provide in your justification, the better. So.
Yeah, and we're trying to help with line of sight with the neighbors. I know the variance and the setback stuff doesn't really reflect that, but we'll basically be level with the front of the neighbor's house, and it doesn't impact their view and that sort of thing too, which is what I'm putting in the letter to Cecil as well.
That was my next question. Yeah. Shauna, the notice that we received for the meeting today said side yard setback existing of 45 feet. That's what threw me off. Is that 4.5 feet?
Yeah, the side yard.
Side yard existing is 4.9.
4.9, yeah.
4.5.
All right. Do you see where I'm talking? That threw me off.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
Okay.
fix it.
Okay. Thank you, Chuck.
Yep.
Oh, yep, there it is. Yeah.
Okay, pick a ZBA meeting, I guess. February?
15,
February.
15.
Valentine's Day after 15th, yep, 2/15.
Are you guys still doing those in person now? Like, should I plan to come in for that or Zoom?
You can Zoom or come in, it's hybrid at this point. Option, so, yeah.
Needs a public hearing.
Yeah, we do need a public hearing. I'm gonna go through the referral checklist. I've got Chris, MRB, City Fire, and Bill Wright with DPW. Anybody else that we need to send it to?
Guys, do I need to apply separately for the county stuff, or is that? Did they take a separate permit?
Oh, county, are you talking about your driveway?
Yeah. Yeah, I know they'll need a separate permit at some point too, probably.
They will. When we send the referral over, that'll flag it, but you're gonna need to coordinate with them.
Okay. And what's the timing? Because I'd like to get ahead of it for talking to Cecil. I mean, I could give him a call too, but he'll get the letter pretty soon, right, for the hearing?
When do those go out?
Probably when she does the legal notice.
Yeah, the legal notice.
So that would be the first part of February.
It's gonna be, right, it's not gonna be until the first week of February, Brendan.
Okay.
So,
If I put the sign in the yard, he may not see it. It's a rental house that they don't use, but I do want to give him a call, so it's not a surprise when he gets the letter.
yeah, I would definitely do that before, or, sooner than later.
Okay.
And if your other neighbor is supportive, that would be helpful to, that, get an email or something in writing, because they ask every time about the neighbors.
Okay. Yeah, I can have some.
Is there a checklist?
Yeah, I just, no, there is none.
Not for this.
Chris, is there anybody else we need to send it to, you think?
You might as well send it to Albany because it's in the watershed, but
Okay,
that's about it.
okay.
Got
All right, great. Are you all set, Chuck?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm good. Chris, are you good?
All good.
All right, Brendan, you're all set. Thank you so much.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All
So
right,
on.
talk soon. Bye. Greg, you're up.
Okay,
I'm gonna pull up your sketch.
all right, start with the mobile home park.
That's right, yeah.
So
Did you wanna
this-
do?
Well,
This is a sketch plan, Craig, right?
Yes,
A sketch plan.
yes.
It's not
The
a formal
mobile-
application. Okay, good enough.
Yeah, let's do the mobile home park first. Let's,
Okay.
oh, we're in 2201.
Manufactured home.
Yeah,
Mobile homes haven't been built since 1970 something.
that's right. Manufactured home. All right, here we go. You can't see it, can you?
Not yet.
Yeah, there. Can everyone see that?
Whoa,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Where are we?
Hey, we're at the corner of Purdy and Brickyard at the Canandaigua Country Estates. And this is a sketch plan for the future expansion of the park onto the remainder of the property. We've just laid out as a conceptual layout with lots and roadways per the zoning code. We did get one comment early on from Chris about that circle has too many lots per fire code without a second access. So we have added a second access. I'm just trying to down, well, you'll see that we've revised the plan. So when I submit the revised plans to the town, we will show a second access. It reduced the number of lots by 2 and now provides 2 access points to all of the homes.
Where, around which lot number is that, Greg?
Well, it's down, you see that kind of that kidney shaped circle at the narrow portion of that. It cuts across. I just can't read the lot numbers on this drawing. It looks about 77, 76, 77.
Okay. So
right
you'd cut over to private drive A from the circle?
Yes, we
Okay.
make a, we have added a cut through there, same, roadway width, which for these private drives per the code is 26 feet. And we've have added that, so.
So it's above the stormwater management pond?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and again, this is a sketch plan just to, get before the planning board and start the discussion on this, but we're proposing, again, all sanitary sewer. The existing park used to be on its own small treatment plant, and a number of years ago, we designed a pump station, which cuts across and connected to, at the time, was the new sewer on Purdy Road. So that the existing park is on a private pump station discharging to Purdy Road. We would provide sanitary sewer out to the Purdy Road sewer main. There is water both on Purdy and Brickyard, and we did get plans from the water, Canandaigua Farmington Water, for the new water mains that are going down Brickyard and Purdy. So we have incorporated those into our plans, and we're aware of what's going to happen over there. I don't, at this point, we haven't gone far enough with the water or sewer design to know whether we're going to be able to get all of this on gravity or whether we may need a pump station, but that'll all come as we move into preliminary plans.
What about sidewalks? Are you proposing sidewalks?
There are no sidewalks in the current portion of the park. I guess I haven't had that level of discussion with the owner yet. We can certainly have that discussion with them, but this plan doesn't propose any.
These would all be private roadways?
Yes, as they are right now, they would be all private out to the right of way.
Mhm. How many lots
Yeah.
are there? How many lots, Greg?
I think we're now, we were at 159. I think we're at 157 of proposed lots.
You came in at 158.
Okay, I'm sorry. So we're at 158. So we're at 150. We reduced that by 2 with that connection. So we're at 156.
Okay. What are the plans for the open area? Anything?
Nothing at this point. We'll address that. We have provided access to it from the roadway. I don't believe there is in the existing park. I'd have to review. I don't think there's any play areas or anything in the existing park. For the most part, the residents in the park are seniors. I know it's predominantly seniors. Many of the residences are vacant in the wintertime or are unused in the winter with people heading south for the winter months. But again, it's not a totally senior development. This is available for
All ages. It's
all
not
ages. Yeah.
restricted.
So as far as ownership, so a tenant or person that lives in one of these units, they would they own anything, or is it their unit on a lot that's owned by the developer, or?
Yes. Yep. It's they own the unit, and they lease the lot from the country estate or Canandaigua Country Estates.
Okay, so you're showing, looks like lot lines, so that it really
Yep.
wouldn't, is it one big lot, or is each lot
It-
divided?
No, it's not, there won't be a subdivision, but your
Okay.
code for manufactured housing specifies lot sizes and setbacks. So we have to, we have to ensure that each unit that will be sited on a lot is on a lot of the appropriate size and meets your setback requirements. So the lot lines are just indicating the proposed number of units and
Mhm.
where they would be sited on the property. But there would, as there is with the existing park, there is no, it's all one lot. It's one tax account.
Okay.
Does each lot have to have a minimum size, or each area that is designated for a particular tenant?
Yes. Yep. It
What's
does
that
have,
square- What's that square footage? It
I
is
believe it's
7,200
5,000.
square feet.
7,200.
7,200.
7,200.
It's 7,200.
7,200.
7,200. Okay.
We also do have requirements for parking size.
Yep.
I might recommend you show a typical lot layout or something like that in your sketch plan.
We
Just
can
to
do
give them an
that.
idea of what's
Yeah.
gonna fit. We do require the open space. There has to be some sort of park or something like that, because in our code, we have, in all parks, there shall be one or more recreational areas which shall be easily accessible to all park residents. No less than 5,000 square feet for each 20 manufactured home lots. And currently the facilities building, there's like storage of trailers and stuff. You might want to kind of show that on your plan too, because I know a lot of people store boats and trailers and recreational stuff associated with the park near that building. So I don't know if you want to set aside some space and fence it in for future building, future storage, because they don't usually permit that storage within the park too.
Yeah, there is, yes, as you mentioned, that there is down in kind of in the lower left portion of the existing park, there's a large metal building, which is their maintenance building, and also there are various vehicles stored there, motorhomes and so forth. So, and that will remain, and we'll note that.
Your stormwater management, is that in that bubble on the right side of the plan?
We've got a couple areas designated where we'll look to address stormwater. You can see along, there's a lot, yeah, that area linear, and then over in the triangle area, we're staying outside of the limits of the wetland. The remaining portion of that property to the south is all wetland.
Sean, isn't this property where they were proposing to put the Auburn Trail through it at one time, and then it got kicked back to the right-of-way Brickyard and Purdy?
Yes, the owner of this piece is not interested in having the Auburn Trail come through.
That's nice of him. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
So then, I mean, the possibility is that it would be across the street then. So,
Greg,
Yes.
he was talking about the water. Would the improvements in the water conveyance system have to be, is that part of the new tank that Canandaigua Farmington's proposing, or would they still have adequate water for this project even without the tank?
Yeah, what's proposed here, Chuck, is not part of the tank project.
Okay. I knew we were up in that
But-
corner, but
It would, you know, be able to pull off of the new mains, but I mean, this isn't part of the overall.
one thing, it would certainly put a dent in our affordable housing, this project.
yeah. I would really like to see some sort of walkability here, with this number of units. Especially if they're snowbirds. I mean, I would say that demographic is active.
And you said the cartway was 26 feet wide, Greg, the roadway?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think, your code specifies a minimum roadway width. I think it's 22.
Yeah.
And we need on private roads, the fire code, at least at hydrants, calls for a minimum width of 26 feet. So we would address the private drive is more than likely there are no gutters in the existing. We are not going to propose gutters, so it would be asphalt with shoulders, and we'd have to meet the necessary widths for fire protection.
Any provisions for off-street parking for people who have guests come by? I guess you're proposing what, two parking spaces per lot on the lot?
Yes, we are proposing two. That's certainly something as we move on with development of this, we'll need to address that with some pull-offs in various areas. And again, I think we're coming in with a sketch plan that's got our maximum build out, the 156 lots, but realistically, as we refine, as we do our stormwater calculations and address other things such as parking, we're more than likely going to end up having to reduce that number. But I think certainly some strategically placed parking would be wise to do here.
Okay. Do you foresee any relief from the ZBA at all on this project?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not asking for at this time or proposing any variances.
Okay.
Any referrals?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have. We'll go Robin McDonald for Water Sewer District.
Yep.
Let's see. Chris Jensen.
Do we want to refer it yet, or are we just going through sketch plans?
Well, yeah, that's actually a good question. Is there anybody that we want to take a look at now at sketch?
I mean, the water, yeah, because then they could get the heads up on how to
On
service
units and,
it. Water and sewer, but
well, yeah, all right, that's a good idea. Let's do water and sewer.
I mean, Fletcher is Brickyard Road and Purdy as far as
Yeah.
traffic and everything.
Let's do that.
MRB,
Chris, do you want it? Take an initial
I-
look
I'm-
at it?
I already did pretty much. I talked to him.
Okay.
I do agree with the sidewalks and stuff. It's kind of the big push lately to get things more mobile.
It is, and especially with that density, I mean, that's a lot, it's a lot of. I mean, that's almost, I mean, it's its own community, we would look at a subdivision, you know, with those kind of eyes for walkability, so I don't know why we wouldn't for this as well.
We shouldn't treat it any different because a manufactured home is a single family dwelling. It's just made differently, so yeah.
Absolutely, I agree.
Have you had any issues with Canandaigua Country Estates as far as their current?
Oh, just the
Operation.
opposite, honestly. Mr. Burke maintains that stuff in pristine quality as far as the roads, maintenance and the buildings and everything. It's the standard other manufactured parks should be by.
Good. I just, if we had any issues, we just didn't want to extend them into a new project. So I'm glad that everything's squeaky clean.
Greg, what about utilities on RG&E? Do we want to send this now?
You know, I mean, we will, as the design moves ahead, we'll submit plans to RG&E at preliminary, which is their usual process, just to make sure that they can look at their infrastructure and they can provide continued service, but everything would be underground.
Yeah, last two times I sent stuff to the utility company before I had addresses and lots, they rejected it and said, give me addresses. Sometimes I don't know what they are up lately. It's kind of entertaining.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they typically, for development like this, they look for us to send them 5 sets of plans at preliminary, just so they can put it on their radar and take a look at their infrastructure. But they won't do any design work at all until final plans are approved and signed, and we send them 5 sets at final, and then it takes them forever to design their infrastructure. So it's
That's what I was saying.
yeah, you know, every developer out there is having their issues with electric and gas.
Should this go to anybody related to the Auburn Trail? Because I think it's going across the frontage of, just to let them know that, you know, this project is coming. Maybe Sarah or whoever.
Yeah,
Is
we could,
Just for any comments back on the sketch.
It was
other
into the town manager's office, just because
Yeah,
I know a
let's
lot of
do
them are
that.
working.
okay, so we'll send it to,
And another thing, and maybe unique, how about sending it to Karen Parkhouse? A park horse for.
for affordable housing,
Yep, let them know
Yep.
what's on the radar.
let's do it.
And Shauna, you're going to do an NRI review. I know there was a mention of wetlands on the property. Just you're going to
Yes,
peruse it for any environmental issues.
I will do that. So then should we send this to the ECB because of the proximity to the wetland,
Again,
or
it's
wait
I
till
mean, they're-
preliminary?
Wait till the preliminary. They're really in the open field beyond the buffer and stuff like that. There's very little that could be affected by this thing.
Yeah, all right, well, we'll wait on that. What about fire? Is it too early?
They're gonna address that with that additional road and stuff like that. It's probably too early. They'll space
Okay.
hydrants with the water service and stuff.
All right. Yeah, eventually we should send it to the school district, but we're in 911. But all right, I've got Robin McDonald, Jim Fletcher, MRB, town manager, Karen, and myself. Anyone else?
what
Should be good. MRB, but yeah.
All right, let's see, so,
Is there a checklist or no?
no,
Just what we got
what
here?
are we at? We're in,
February, second or the first? Maybe it's second with the referrals.
Yeah.
February 22nd.
2/22/21, yep, it's February 22nd. Is that good, Chuck? 222,
222, 22.
20. Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
How
That's
to,
cool. All right. All right, we'll move on to Center Point.
Sounds good.
So basically, you're just ready to move forward, right? On what was already approved?
Yeah, just a little, to the best of my ability, a little history. The last time Center Point got final approval from the town, I think was around 2017. We probably got, I think there were a couple extensions granted on that, which probably took us into 2018. And then the developer at that time got involved in some other issues, and the job got set aside. We now have a client, Spalletta Development, who is going to develop the property and develop. Basically, the plan we submitted was the same plan that was approved, with one exception. The original plan that was approved had 2 clubhouses with 2 pools and associated parking. At the time, Morgan Properties was going to construct a clubhouse that would serve these apartments, and also a clubhouse that would serve the townhouses that were constructed on Brickyard and Thomas. Since there's no longer an association between the two, the clubhouse in the upper right portion of the property is going to remain, but there was a clubhouse at the intersection of the new road and Brickyard, and that's been replaced by a 9-unit building. And originally, kind of going way back, that was a 9-unit building. Morgan removed it and put a clubhouse in there. Now we've gone back to the 9-unit building at that corner of Brickyard and the proposed road connection. But that, other than that, everything is identical. The utilities, I think as most people are aware, these utilities, sewer, water, and storm sewer were put in by the Farish Corporation quite a few years ago. And they had approval to build apartments on this property, different layout, different building, and that they never moved ahead with that, I think just due to economics. So there are a majority of the utilities are already in place for this project. And I think also at the time we got final approval, we had gotten, we'll have to go through this whole process again, but we did get final approval from the county sewer department, water department. This went on to the DEC, or the health department, for the approval of the water main, and then it went on to the DEC for approval of the sanitary sewer.
We'll have to dig out the old findings and everything on this, guys, I guess, to just refresh our memory and bring
Yeah,
all
we
the-
found the minutes. We've already started digging, so yeah, we'll get everything you need.
because you're new, we get 2 new board members, at least 2, maybe Amanda wasn't here either. So yeah, we're gonna have to get up to speed on where we were at.
Because it looks like we have preliminary approval on this exact site plan. We just need final site plan approval on this.
Mhm. And it
Right,
can-
we saw the iterations, but this matches the preliminary. This plan.
except for the removal of the clubhouse and replacement with 9 units.
Well, actually, that was the
Oh.
intermediate one that got approved to final. He's
Yeah,
going back to the original prelim that did
Yeah.
get
Oh.
prelim approval.
Okay.
So
Yep.
we're kind of jumping around a little bit, but this does match a plan that had preliminary approval.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's got to be brought to our attention. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's helpful. That'll save this confusion, but we will make it clear.
The,
So maybe save him a few months of approvals too and stuff.
yeah. The Auburn Trail was part of this, and that remains part of this plan. You can see it extending from the trail that was constructed as part of the townhouses, extending north to the intersection of Yerkes and Brickyard.
Okay. And this project had no maximum number of units for the complex. I mean, it's apparently the preliminary, if it was approved, looked at that and it complies. So I guess we're good there.
It was very specific actually about number of units, number of everything like that because of the whole center point area and stuff. And they did meet those requirements.
Where the PUD had a maximum number of residential units, and with this development, which is basically the end of the residential development on the center point PUD, we're below the maximum number of units.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say when Shauna does her zoning law determination, everything like that, we might want to pull out those old PUD things and reference them and say number of units and everything.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I think on the plan, if on the site plan, that the notes that are up in the upper right corner, I think we summarize some of that information.
Okay.
The seeker has been done previous then, John?
Yes, seeker
It
was.
was not preliminary.
Mhm.
So I'll take care of it.
Could have been 1982.
And we did get, I know going back, we did get a letter from SHPO on this, and they cleared the property.
Nothing's changed as far as stormwater management requirements. Of course, if you get a preliminary, it's based on that.
I think
so
they still have an open permit.
I'd have to check into that. I'd have to research that, Chris. I'm not certain, but all of the stormwater from the center point apartment development, and actually the townhouse, all goes to the large pond on the Center Point golf course, which then discharges into the big wetland there that straddles through 32.
Actually, I just pulled up our, you're gonna have to reapply to the DEC and get that back going again. We closed that one. I do have
Yeah,
an
that's,
an
yeah.
MS4 acceptance from 2017, but we probably need to do that again.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got to revisit the application portion of this.
Yeah.
All
How
right.
about other referrals regarding a final?
Water. Gonna go with Farmington Water.
Sewer, tell the county it's coming for real.
Yep. That's Tim, right, Chris? McElligott?
Oh, sewer?
Yeah, isn't it?
No, that's another fellow. Tim's Highway, I think.
No, highway is, no, I think Tim is, anyways, we'll send it to the county for sewer. Chris
Yeah,
Jensen, should we send it to Jim?
Yeah, you got
So Cause we got. the
That's a
top-
new driveway coming out, right?
Yeah.
And a new driveway up on Yerkes.
And it's a lot of units.
Yerkes is the existing driveway.
Oh,
It is
okay.
It is a
Yeah.
new driveway under Brickyard.
Okay, yeah, it runs off the plan there toward
Yeah.
Yerkes.
Right, fire. I'm thinking we send it to the school district as a heads up. 911. Anybody else?
Who's the Auburn Trail person?
We'll send it to town manager again.
Okay,
Sarah will see it that way.
County planning or no?
I don't see this having to go to county plan.
We saw it.
final?
Okay, there's no. No. Mm-mm. And I'm gonna do the checklist today, because I need to be able to sit down and look through this.
Okay.
I'll get it to you, I'll scan it. Or,
Or I'll just say it's attached.
okay,
Just
perfect.
give it to Michelle, it'll be attached.
Okay, great. All right, I'm set here,
We're gonna do this on the 22nd also.
yes.
So Craig gonna ask to come out one night.
That sounds good.
Okay. And no public hearing.
Nope,
Okay. All right.
All set.
all right, great. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.